Welcome back. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to share what helped my daughter's eczema because it is winter and I've had a lot of clients who have children struggling with eczema. I'm going to share what provided comfort when she had a flare up and how we accidentally stumbled upon the root cause of her eczema. Ainsley struggled with eczema for years. She itched during the night, and as she got older, she would complain about how much her skin literally hurt. I tried all the creams, including prescriptions, but it was relentless and frankly, pretty awful. Then a client shared how she helped her children itch less, and her approach worked incredibly well for us. I have since shared it with many clients, and today I want to share it with all of you. So, after you bathe your child, I want you to put a high quality, clean baby oil on them while they are still wet. Yes, you heard me correctly. Oil them up while they are still wet. Then you're going to pat them dry, but don't really wipe them down. You still want them to be damp and oily. I know that sounds a bit weird, but that's what you're going for. Then apply a high quality, clean lotion or cream. Finally, slide them right into their jammies. I highly recommend bamboo fabric pajamas because they are soft and breathable. Of course, I also run a humidifier in her room at all times during a flare-up, so be sure to run that humidifier as well. So this is the little hack that helped her stay more comfortable. But we actually ended up finding the root cause to cure her eczema, and that, of course, is the ideal situation. So back in 2020, I dropped gluten from my diet to see if it would help with my Hashimoto's symptoms. It did help with my symptoms, but another side benefit was that I realized I was no longer getting canker sores, which I had struggled with as long as I can remember. Well, Ainsley, who was 6 at the time, had also struggled with canker sores for as long as I could remember, and she complained about them often. So I decided to take her off gluten for 30 days, and I told her about it. I presented it as a little science experiment. And not only did she stop getting canker sores, but her eczema also totally cleared up. She does not have to be totally gluten-free to stay canker sore free and to keep her eczema away, but she has to be what I guess I'll call gluten light. So we don't really keep many gluten products in our house, but if she goes to a birthday party, she is certainly going to have a cupcake and pizza or whatever it may be. And sometimes when we eat out, she eats things with gluten and she does fine. But if it goes too far, she will have a flare up. So while I know everybody's root cause is unique, if your little one is struggling with eczema, it may be worth exploring if it's a food intolerance. Dr. Temple is a holistic pediatrician I follow on Instagram. I mentioned her in our Before We Dive In segment last week as well. And I originally found her because she is well known for helping families find the root cause of eczema. So I will link to her account in the show notes, and you can learn a lot from her on getting to the root cause of your child's eczema. And I would love to hear from you. Do you have a child who does or did struggle with eczema? And do you have tips to share with other parents? Let's talk about it over on Instagram. Drop your thoughts in the comments on the post for this episode. Okay, now on to today's episode with tips around hiring a sleep coach. In last week's episode, I shared some of the benefits of working with a sleep coach. But even if you decide you may want to work with a sleep coach, how should you go about finding the best coach or consultant for your family? That's what I'm going to talk about today. If you're thinking about hiring a sleep coach or consultant, this episode is for you. Hi, I'm Allison Egidi, a pediatric sleep and wellness coach and a mom of 2. I love to help parents find solutions. This is How Long Till Bedtime. If you've been thinking about hiring a sleep coach but aren't sure how to choose one, here are 4 tips that I hope will guide you to a sleep coach who is the perfect fit for your family. Number 1, decide if working with a local sleep coach is important to you. Not every town will have a sleep coach, so this may not be an option. But if you like the idea of working with someone local, look into the options in your community. Some, but not all, will also offer in-home consultations for local families. That being said, if you don't have a local sleep expert or you decide the local options aren't the right fit, don't panic. I think it's safe to say that most sleep coaches offer virtual sleep consultations, so you can hire a sleep coach in another state or even another country. I would say that the vast majority of local families I work with still do virtual sleep consultations, even if they chose me because I'm a local consultant. So you could choose someone local and you may still want to do it virtually, but you can also meet with sleep coaches all over the country and in other countries. Number 2, ask friends who have a similar parenting style if they have worked with a sleep coach or if they have any friends who have raved about the sleep coach that they worked with. I would say the vast majority of my clients come from referrals. Parenting referrals are so powerful and can certainly help at least point you in the right direction and get started with finding a sleep coach. This takes me to number 3. Interview a few sleep coaches. You don't have to settle on the first person that you come across. Many sleep coaches will offer free, I call them 15-minute get acquainted calls, but something like that where you have a chance to actually connect with the sleep coach. Take advantage of that and talk to a few sleep coaches or consultants. Tell them about your child's sleep struggles and let them share how they would approach sleep with your child's age group and how they think they can best help your family given the current struggles. Share your sleep training hopes or goals and share any questions or concerns that you may have about working with a sleep coach. In my opinion, a good sleep coach will share if they think they can help you and what they think the best options are, or if they don't think they're the best fit to help you accomplish your goals, they should let you know that. So take advantage of these free get acquainted calls if they're offered by the sleep coaches that you're looking into. Number 4, trust your gut. Fit is really, really important, particularly when you're going to spend the money to work with a sleep coach. As I mentioned in last week's episode, one of the huge benefits of working with a sleep coach is having someone help you choose a method and then be able to support you while you implement that sleep plan that they've crafted for you. It's important that you jive with that person and that you trust them. If you talk to a sleep coach and your gut is telling you that they are not the best fit for your family, I want to encourage you to trust your gut. So, if you're thinking about hiring a sleep coach, I hope these tips help you find the best possible sleep coach for your family. And if you have an exhausted friend thinking about hiring a sleep coach, share this episode with them. As always, thanks for listening. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to How Long Till Bedtime. To learn how we can work together to improve your child's sleep, please visit sleepandwellnesscoach.com.